Hello everyone, and welcome to another full story of Sonic What Ifs. This is a what if that explores what the Sonic story would be like if the Master Emerald didn't exist. How would the events of the Echidna tribe play out? What about the Ancients? Would Sonic 3 and Knuckles go the same way? That's what we're here to explore. Unfortunately, there will not be a special epilogue this time, and I will explain why real quick before we hop into the story. I tried to create an epilogue, which I sort of set up in the beginning of the story, where the Ancients come to the present day to warn Sonic, Tails, and the others of the coming of the end. Beyond this premise, I realized very quickly that I had no story to go along with this like I did with the rest of the series. The rest of the series was about the Echidna tribe coming to terms with their generational fear of the Chaos Emeralds, but I couldn't weave anything like that into this story. At the end of the day, I was roped in with a cool idea with no substance. If you can think of a way to make this work, I would be more than happy to hear your takes in the comments below. Who knows, if one of these inspires me enough, maybe I'll use it in a future add-on to this series. Without further ado, let's get right into the full story of what if the Master Emerald didn't exist. Our story begins at the current beginning of the timeline. All the way in the beginning. Our story begins with the Ancients fleeing their home planet to hide away from the End. Using the Chaos Emeralds, they get the fuck out of Dodge as the End death beams their planet into smithereens. As they travel through space, just like in canon, the Chaos Emeralds start reacting very strangely to a stone nearby a very familiar planet. Not Earth, or Mobius, or Sonic's world, or whatever we've agreed upon that the name of the planet is now. Instead, it's a planet that is just as familiar, but just a little bit nearer by. The Chaos Emeralds react to the Time Stones and get drawn towards the little planet. The reason I believe that this would happen is because of one thing and one thing only. From what little we do know about the Time Stones, both Chaos Emeralds and Time Stones are stones that have the ability to create miracles when all of them are brought together. This gives me the idea that the Chaos Emeralds and Time Stones have the same wavelengths and properties as each other. The only difference being that Chaos Emeralds use Chaos energy, whereas Time Stones use Time energy. As far as I'm concerned though, they are two sides of the same coin. This brings the Ancients down to the little planet. They study the new stones that they have discovered and become very familiar with their time travel properties. They've done so many experiments regarding both chaos and time to see what they could do about the End. The Ancients, however, thought it foolish to keep all of their mystical gems all in one spot. That is why they looked to the planet below, a much bigger planet than the little planet they have inhabited. They also went down to Earth to have their own settlements. They decided to keep the Chaos Emeralds on the Starfall Islands and the Time Stones on their home planet, the Little Planet. One day, however, just like in the main timeline, the Ancients disappeared into history. Now we fast forward centuries upon centuries upon centuries into the future, in the time of the Echidna tribe. Right around the time that we flash back to in Sonic Adventure. The time where the conflict between Tikal and Pakakamak occurs. Back in these times, we all know how the story goes. Pakakamak, being the chief of the Echidna tribe at the time, becomes obsessed with the pursuit of power in order to make sure the Echidna tribe can become the most powerful tribe in the world. His peace-loving daughter, Tikal, never agreed with his barbaric methods, and thought that they should maintain peace, not cause more war. Pakakamak thought that this was a load of hooey, and continued his search. This is when he looks into the Chaos Emeralds that have been around for generations and generations. They were always kept on Angel Island at this point. It was just their duty to harness their power. They've heard from ancient texts that the Chaos Emeralds can grant those who collect all 7 the power to perform miracles. All Pakakamak needed to hear was the power, and he was sold. Tikal, being familiar with the powers of Chaos and the Chow, due to the fact that she would consistently visit the altars in which the Chaos Emeralds were held, begged and pleaded with her father not to mess with things that he doesn't understand. Pakakamak, being the arrogant man that he is, believes that this is the prattlings of a stupid child, and decides to secretly follow her the next time she runs off. Of course, she leads them right where they want to be, the Chaos Emerald altars. All 7 Chaos Emeralds right at his fingers. Tikal was playing with the Chows when she turned around, met face to face with Pakakamak and an army of Echidnas. Pakakamak gives Tikal the order to step aside. Tikal begs her father to think about what he's doing. He tells her to step aside. Tikal throws up her hands to her sides, showing her full intent on protecting the Chow, as well as the Chaos Emerald altars. Tikal pleads to her father not to do this, that this will not bring about the peace and prosperity that they should strive for. These actions will only bring more hate, war, and paranoia. Leave the Chaos Emeralds where they are, or the tribe will regret it forever. Once again, as he always does, he pushes what his daughter says to the side. Nothing but meaningless, optimistic garbage. Pakakamak then gives his soldiers the orders to charge. Pakakamak and the Echidna tribe warriors rush forward, running over Tikal and the Chow. Unlike in the canon timeline, there is no chaos to stop the Echidnas here. Technically, he would be here, considering that Chaos was just a Chow that was mutated by the Master Emerald. He'd just be a normal Chow this time. No super duper water powers. Pakakamak gets up to the altar and collects all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds all at once. This is when he starts trying to harness their power. Super Pakakamak is right on the cusp of coming into being. This is when things start to go wrong. Pakakamak, as an elderly Echidna with absolutely no experience with the Chaos Emeralds at all of the positive and negative chaotic energy proves difficult to control for old Pakakamak. Chaos energy starts flying everywhere, bursting out at random times. Chaos energy destroys the altars, hits Echidna warriors, destroying the nature around them. Pakakamak, in his struggles to control the chaos, he notices an errant spear-like piece of chaos energy shoot straight at Tikal. At that moment, Pakakamak stops everything. He drops the Chaos Emeralds, and just as suddenly as the chaos started, it ended. Pakakamak runs over to his daughter, but it's too late. The Chaos Spear, produced by the Chaos Emeralds, has killed Tikal. Pakakamak's lead general walks up to him and tries to console Pakakamak in his grief, but it's no use. From this day forth, the Chaos Emeralds will be locked away, never to be used again by anybody. From that day forward, the Echidna tribe would become the sworn guardians of the Chaos Emeralds, making sure that no one will ever create a situation like this, ever again. The events of Sonic 1, Sonic CD, and Sonic 2 all play out mostly the same. Robotnik would still obtain the Chaos Emeralds located all over South Island and West Island and try to take over the world using his machines. Hell, he'd even try to get the Time Stones that he heard about on the Little Planet when it appears, only to see that they too have mysteriously disappeared. Sonic, of course, stops him 100% of the time and takes the emeralds back for himself. Where the differences start would be following Robotnik's defeat in Sonic 2. As the Death Egg falls towards Angel Island, Robotnik crawls out of the wreckage. As he brushes himself off, he takes a read of his surroundings, and is all of a sudden surrounded by spears. "Come with us, intruder." Robotnik recognized these people from his grandfather's old research. This was the fabled Echidna tribe that was rumored to be the guardians of the Chaos Emeralds. This is when Robotnik concocted a plan. The Echidnas brought him to their chief, Pakakamak IV. Just for the sake of ease and because I don't want to steal fan art that may potentially not even exist, I'm going to show a picture of the Pakakamak we know whenever he's talking. Even though in my head it would look like a sort of younger version of him. Anyway, back to the story. Right next to him, his most trusted Echidna warrior, second only to the chief, Knuckles the Echidna. State your business, and why we shouldn't execute you on the spot.
Oh, almighty chief, I mean you and your wonderful people no harm.
Why have you brought this dragon egg upon our land?
Dragon egg?
Knuckles here claimed to have seen a giant dragon egg fall out of the sky and land in our lava reef. Why have you brought it here? Robotnik realized that they were talking about his death egg. Fooling these simpletons was going to be a piece of cake.
First of all, I don't want to be rude. My name is Dr. Ivo Robotnik, and I am the sole guardian of the dragon egg that you speak of. It is with my humblest and deepest apologies that my precious egg has fallen upon your island. But it is not my fault. It was that horrible hedgehog and fox.
Who are these fiends?
Their names are Sonic the Hedgehog and Miles Tails Prower. They want to steal my precious dragon egg and use the dragon within to destroy the world. What's even worse is that they have these horrible magic stones that make them nearly unstoppable.
The Chaos Emeralds?
Yes, those are the ones.
How do they get their hands on the Chaos Emeralds? They were hidden away in our special zones.
I don't know, but in my last encounter with them, I was flying away with my dragon egg when they attacked me. I begged them to stop, but their evil intent was so strong, and they made me plummet down to my doom, almost killing me. Thankfully, your lava reef volcano made it so my dragon egg was unharmed. Please, I beg of you, help me defeat these cretins. I need to let my dragon live in peace and harmony.
The Echidna warriors look cautious. Knuckles looks to Chief Pakakamak with anticipation, awaiting to see where he lies on this. The state of your dragon egg is of no concern to us. Robotnik looks up at the chief. But if these evil beings are using the Chaos Emeralds to do whatever they please, the Echidna tribe must not ignore it. For now, we will form an alliance, in the condition that we receive all 7 Chaos Emeralds in our possession so that we may continue to guard the world from them. Robotnik smiles at the chief.
You have my word.
Sometime later, we see our heroes flying towards Angel Island. Sonic and Tails, Chaos Emeralds in hand, go to do their heroic duties and return the Chaos Emeralds back to their rightful place. That doesn't stop Sonic doing it with style, however, jumping off the tornado, turning into Super Sonic, and flying all the way to Angel Island ahead of Tails. Sonic arrives on Angel Island when all of a sudden, he gets attacked from below by a spiked fist. The Chaos Emeralds fly out of Sonic's possession, reverting him back to his normal state as he looks upon his attacker. When his vision comes back into focus, he sees a red Echidna. Wait, no, scratch that. He sees many Echidnas.
Sonic the Hedgehog and Miles Tails Prower. You have made a terrible mistake showing your face on our sacred island. If you are smart, you will leave. If you are foolish, you will fight. If I'm gonna be honest, I could go either way.
Knuckles throws the Chaos Emeralds to one of his subordinates.
You! Seal these back inside the special zones.
Yes, sir. Knuckles turns back to Sonic.
Make your move, Hedgehog.
Sonic looked at Knuckles, assessing the situation. Well, I guess our work here is done. What? We came here to return the Chaos Emeralds to their rightful owners, and, well, here you are. Mission accomplished, right, Tails?
You cannot fool us, Hedgehog. We were told of your evil and deceptive ways by the great Ivo Robotnik. We will not allow you to trick us and steal his dragon egg.
Robotnik?
I repeat myself. Leave now, or become the enemy of the Echidna tribe.
Listen, what's your name?
Knuckles.
Of course it is. You're fighting for the wrong side here. Robotnik is an evil scientist who wants nothing more than make all of us robots using the power of those Chaos Emeralds. All we were looking to do was bring them back to you, but if Robotnik is here, we cannot leave. So if you'll excuse us, we'll be taking care of Robotnik faster than you can say.
Sonic is surrounded by the points of spears. Last chance.
Sonic sighs. Okay, if you've left me no other option. Sonic takes that moment to run as fast as he can around all of the Echidna warriors, leaving them in a Sonic tornado. While they're disoriented, Sonic takes the opportunity to grab Tails and book it out of there. Sonic, I'm not sure that was the best idea. As far as I'm concerned, they're working with Robotnik. We can work on convincing them we're the good guys later. We gotta get the emeralds back before they put them in a place Robotnik can get to them. Of course, their time at Angel Island was much more difficult. Having Knuckles fighting them and thwarting them constantly was enough of a problem. Now they have a whole freaking tribe after them. Sonic and Tails are public enemy number 1. Other than that one contingency, Sonic 3 and Knuckles roughly rides out the same way. Angel Island is a chase by the Echidna tribe into the Hydrocity Zone, where they go through the underwater tunnels, straight into the Marble Garden, where they once again get chased by more Echidna tribe. Boy, howdy they don't give up. Going into Carnival Night, even here there's a casino, through Ice Cap and into the launch base. Sonic confronts Robotnik at the launch base in his big arm robot. Robotnik! What are you planning?
Sonic, why won't you leave me and my precious dragon egg alone?
I'm only going to ask you one more time. What are you planning?
What do you think, you pesky rodent? Take over the world, of course.
Did you find a new hobby?
I tricked an entire tribe. That's pretty cool.
At that moment, Robotnik started to attack. Sonic defeats him as he does, and we move on to the Sonic and Knuckles stages. Everything stays mostly the same up until Sonic makes his way to the Hidden Palace Zone. When Sonic arrives, he runs up to a giant statue of an Echidna girl. Huh? She looks important. Guess we're going the right way.
Step no further.
Sonic and Tails look back and see Knuckles.
Why are you so persistent, Hedgehog? You are treading upon sacred land. Why are you so hell-bent on desecrating it?
I'm not desecrating anything. All I know is that Robotnik has tricked you all, and you and your dumb tribe are too stubborn to see that.
How dare you talk bad about our tribe?
Where are they? Hiding somewhere?
No one else is here. Only the elite can enter the Hidden Palace. Being the chief's highest warrior, I am allowed entrance. You are an intruder.
So what you're telling me is...
Correct. It's just you and me.
Sonic and Knuckles start fighting each other. They clash fists, match speed, but ultimately, Sonic takes the victory.
How? How could a villain like you best a warrior like me?
Listen, I'm not a villain. Sonic holds his hands out to help Knuckles get back up. At that point, they hear a noise coming from the Chaos Emerald altar.
No!
Knuckles runs ahead to see the source of the noise. Sonic and Tails run in after him. When they get there, they see Robotnik stealing all 7 Chaos Emeralds, laughing maniacally.
Robotnik! What are you doing here?
You really thought that my death egg was a dragon egg? How dumb can your whole tribe be?
What?
Now if you'll excuse me, I'll be taking these emeralds and being on my way. See you after I take over the world.
I'll tell my tribe. We'll stop you from using those Chaos Emeralds for evil.
But will they believe you?
Of course they will. They're my people.
Would they really believe it? Or would they much rather believe that you were swayed by the Hedgehog and Fox with promises of power? That you were trying to take the emeralds for yourselves? That you wish to steal my precious dragon? I mean, the only Echidna in here is you. Will they believe you, Knuckles?
Of course they will.
We'll see.
Knuckles goes to attack Robotnik, but Robotnik shocks him until he falls off of the Eggmobile. As Robotnik escapes, Sonic and Tails run over to Knuckles. Knuckles wakes up and looks at Sonic.
We need to tell the chief.
Knuckles starts running towards the teleporter and looks at Sonic and Tails.
I said we.
Sonic and Tails nod and follow suit. Later, Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails stand before Chief Pacakamak IV.
Good job, Knuckles. You've apprehended the criminals. Sir, I have some very important information regarding our new ally. I have come here to tell you that he is a fraud. He is using us to get the Chaos Emeralds to power his space thing so that he can enslave us. Sonic and Tails over here are just trying to stop him.
Pacakamak looks angry, frustrated.
I knew it. He hasn't gone too far. We still have time to stop him.
Robotnik was right.
Huh?
He told us you were talking with Sonic and Tails inside the Hidden Palace. He told us you were tricked. You were always gullible, after all.
Sir, you don't understand.
At that moment, Knuckles, as well as Sonic and Tails, get surrounded by spears. Take them away. I'm very disappointed in you, Knuckles. You were such a great warrior. The Echidna tribe takes the crew and throws them in a stone dungeon. Knuckles sits in despair. So, what now?
We sit here and wait for execution.
That's not really my style. Sonic starts trying to buzzsaw his way out of the prison, but with no luck.
You won't be able to break that. That is made of the hardest stone on the island. Even I can't crack it.
Why have you just given up? Aren't you like a warrior or something?
I'm disgraced. They believe me to be a traitor and to have conspired in such a holy place.
I've been meaning to ask. What was with that statue in that altar?
To call the peaceful.
To call?
Centuries ago, in the Echidna's pursuit of power, our chief's ancestor tried to harness the power of chaos, accidentally killing his daughter Tikal in the process.
Oh my.
That is why it is our sworn duty to protect the Chaos Emeralds, and why the statue is right near it. Sure, it's to honor her, but it's also a constant warning throughout generations of Echidna warriors, the tragedies that can happen if the Chaos Emeralds are ever used again.
Sounds like all you guys do is live in fear.
What'd you say?
I'm saying that you view the Chaos Emeralds as these horrible magic stones that bring nothing but destruction. But they can be used to do great things. The reason I even had the Chaos Emeralds in the first place is I got them back from Robotnik, used the energy to go super, and stopped him from taking over the world. They create miracles.
Wait, you harnessed the power of chaos?
Yeah?
How?
I just grabbed them, and the next thing I knew, I turned yellow. My spines were spiked up, and I was twice as fast and could fly. Kinda cool.
Yellow, spiked up spines.
At that moment, the door opens, and they are met by two Echidna guards.
Come. The preparations are complete.
Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are walked down to the execution chamber, where they are to be killed. Chief Pacakamak is standing above them.
Sonic the Hedgehog and Miles Tails Prower, you are being executed for stealing the Chaos Emeralds and plotting against us. And Knuckles. Knuckles bows his head. Once the most celebrated warrior in the Echidna tribe, reduced to a lowlife traitor. You have any last words? I wish to be allowed permission to prove our innocence.
That permission is denied.
Chief, as your most celebrated warrior, former, I'd think there was some form of trust between us.
That trust was broken as soon as you confided in the enemy and hid the Chaos Emeralds.
Chief, I'm just asking for one thing,
and the permission is denied!
Knuckles bows his head. Fine.
Psst. Knuckles looks over at Sonic. Do you trust me?
What?
Do you trust me?
Absolutely not.
Good enough for me. Sonic grabs Tails and Knuckles and runs out of the room at Sonic speed. After them! Sonic keeps on running, but runs noticeably slower than what Tails is used to. Sonic, why are you running so slow? Makes you sick, doesn't it? But I want to make sure they all follow me.
Where are you going?
Where are you going to take them? Knuckles smiles at Sonic. Getting continuously chased by the Echidna tribe, Sonic leads them all to the Hidden Palace Zone, this time getting there faster since Knuckles knows all of the shortcuts the Echidna tribe has access to all around Angel Island. When they arrive, Sonic runs right inside with Tails and Knuckles. When the Echidna tribe run up to the hidden palace entrance, they hesitate. Pikachomac walks up to the entrance dressed in his own war garb. I got it from here. Chief Pikachomac runs in as they stop at the statue. Knuckles, stop now or face further disgrace upon your family name.
Chief Pikachomac IV. Do you remember what this statue represents?
Of course I do. That is my ancestor, Tikal the Peaceful, killed by the dangers of the Chaos Emerald's power all those years ago.
And we've been living in fear ever since. Sonic the Hedgehog has used these Chaos Emeralds to perform miracles. He can harness the Chaos energy and turn into a sort of super form, one that turns himself yellow and spikes up his spines.
So what?
So,
Knuckles walks over to where he and Sonic fought before and points to the mural.
A flying yellow spiky thing fighting a giant mustached human. Doesn't that human on the right look a tad bit familiar?
Robotnik.
The ancient oracle Echidnas saw this vision, that a glowing yellow being would save Angel Island from certain destruction.
You believe this yellow being to be him?
I'm certain. Robotnik was the one who stole the Chaos Emeralds, not me.
At that moment, the ground starts to shake. What's going on? It's the Death Egg! It's launching! We gotta get out of here and stop him!
Chief, please, lend us your support.
Fine. Sonic, Tails, the Echidnas will support you in stopping Robotnik, but know that if we are being tricked, we will kill the three of you. Deal! Pikachomac and Knuckles run to the teleporter that takes them to the Sky Sanctuary and, with the help of the Echidna tribe, they climb their way up the Sky Sanctuary, fighting the egg robos that emerge from the base. When they get to the top, they are face to face with Mecha Sonic Part 2. As they are about ready for battle, Chief Pikachomac steps in to take the mantle. Go! Stop Robotnik before it's too late! Knuckles nods and starts to run off. Sonic and Tails follow suit. Is he gonna be okay?
I've never beaten him in a fight, so I think he'll be fine.
Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles make their way onto the Death Egg. As they destroy the inner core of the base, they go outside to fight the Death Egg Robot Mark II, a giant version of the Death Egg Robot powered by all 7 Chaos Emeralds.
You're still alive? No matter! You can't stop me anymore. Soon enough, the Echidnas will fall to my robots, and the world will be mine!
Nah, I don't think so. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles start pummeling the Death Egg Robot Mark II, dodging lasers and nose fire. Eventually, they shatter the glass and grab all of the Chaos Emeralds. With not a lot of time left as the Death Egg starts falling again, Robotnik tries to make his escape throughout the Doomsday Zone.
What are we going to do?
We have no other option. Firstly, Tails, get back down to Earth and get the tornado. Second verse, same as the first. You got it! Knuckles, fight with me. Sonic holds out his hand. Knuckles hesitates, but ends up grabbing it. The Chaos Emeralds start floating around Sonic and Knuckles, eventually transforming them into Super Sonic and Super Knuckles.
Whoa. This is what the Chaos Emeralds can do?
Like I said, as long as you use them for good, miracles can happen. Now, let's go fry an egg. Sonic and Knuckles chase down Robotnik, who tries his absolute best to shoot them down with missiles and weave through asteroids, but it's no use. Robotnik goes down, utterly defeated once and for all. As Super Sonic and Super Knuckles descend down back to Earth, Sonic lands on the tornado as Knuckles gently floats down. When they touch back down to the ground, Knuckles is met with a roar of cheers and applause. Pikachomac walks up to Knuckles in awe.
You did it. You've harnessed the power of chaos. Look at you.
Knuckles ends up reverting back to normal.
The Chaos Emeralds weren't so dangerous after all. They saved us.
Pikachomac then walks up to Sonic and Tails. Sonic, Tails,
Just moments ago, you were up for execution. But now you are the Echidna's greatest heroes. We understand you to be worthy of the Chaos Emeralds. If you ever need them to stop a villain, we will gladly hand them over for you. You have our support forever and always.
Thanks, Chief. It's much appreciated.
You're gonna have to teach me how to power up like that sometime.
Knuckles and Pikakamax share a laugh as Sonic and Tails are invited to have a feast with the Echidna tribe, celebrating their time of peace. And that is where our story will end. What did you guys think? Did you like the Echidna tribe surviving all the way up to the present day? What do you think of Knuckles' relationship with them and the new chief, Pikakamax IV? Put your thoughts in the comments below, and you can even suggest Sonic What Ifs yourself. Please do, I'm running out of ideas. I'm Bottles, and I bid you, my well-esteemed guests, adieu.